ruin the moment with that throat clear. Getting ready to blow your little horn. 3, 2.
God, please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lee and Hayley Overtime, the podcast. I'm Lee Cruz, and that's Hayley Harmon.
Oh, my gosh. Here we are. Welcome in, everybody. It took us 40 minutes to get this podcast started because Lee kept wanting to talk about stuff, knowing we needed to start. He's like, oh, I got to tell you that. I'm like, can't this wait?
Well, it was not...
It's not podcast appropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
These are issues that we don't delve into in front of public.
Okay.
You don't do it in front of company.
Oh, okay. Sure. Anyway.
I'm drinking coffee because I just got back from the dentist.
Yes.
And so I Novocained up, had a cavity filled, and then a tooth repaired.
Oh.
A chipped one, apparently.
What do you think you chipped it on?
I
Like
don't
a rib
know.
bone?
Rib bone?
You love gnawing on those, don't you?
I do. And boy, the girls are ticklish.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Lee, stop.
Well, he's just nibbling on my ribs.
She must be quite thin if you chip your tooth on it.
Well, yeah.
She's a waif. Anyway, she went to the dentist for a double dip. You had to get a tooth repaired that you chipped on a piece of a rock you were chewing on.
Yeah.
And then you had to get a filling. You know, the first shot when they numb you hurts. And then after that, it's okay. But it's just a weird localized numbness.
They do a great job where I visit because they do the gum flap or the lip flap. Well, first of all, I sent you a photo of the two. It looked like gigantic toothpicks. Mm-hmm. Those were numbing agents. Those were topicals. So they put the topical on there,
stuff on there.
So that way when the needle comes in. But what they do distract you by grabbing your lip.
Yeah.
And going blah, 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 blah. They flip it up and down. They flop it, flip it, flop it, flop. And they go and they just keep tugging on your lip like this the whole time.
Yeah.
That then here comes the needle.
And so you don't, you're
You
like,
don't even
oh,
know.
Yeah.
It's
sure.
like, my goodness,
Yeah.
I'm like a basset hound.
I was going to say, my dad's a retired vet, as you guys know, and I've seen him do that to dogs. Yeah.
It's
you are the
confusing.
basset hound of that dental office.
Well, any other injection I get a lot of times.
They just run at you with it.
No.
Oh.
They're getting better at with the medical technique of pinching.
Surprise.
No, pinching and
Pinching
grabbing.
and shaking.
Yeah, they
They
grab
kind of
it.
pinch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so there's so much nerve. So
Recently, I've gotten injections in the buttocks, and they do that. And
Filler?
I don't mind
Are you
it.
getting filler?
That's right. I want to look like Eddie. Who am I thinking of? Eddie? No. Oh, why can't I think of his name?
I don't know.
I was wanting to say, I got, who's Henry?
I don't know, Lee. Who is
The
Henry?
running back for the Ravens.
Derrick Henry.
But I got him mixed up with Eddie George,
Oh.
who was another Titans running back.
Oh, my gosh. I loved Eddie George. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
oh, man.
Derrick Henry. Although Derrick Henry, I don't think of him as a plump man
He's not.
on his behind.
Then why did you talk about him?
Well, I was thinking
or
about
Eddie
a
George?
running back, that's got those juicy bottoms.
Juicy. Cheeks.
I was watching Gronkowski talk about Derrick Henry,
But
and he said that he worked out with him once, and he goes, his arms were 3 times the size of mine. He goes, and I'm 280.
Yeah.
But Derrick's listed at 240. He goes, that has to be a lie.
Yeah.
There is no way he's 240.
Yeah.
Because he's my size, essentially, is what Gronkowski was saying.
But just
What is it, like Pop Warner football? You got to lie about the weight so the kid can play? Because if you're too big, they won't let you play. Did you hurt people? And Derrick Henry hurts people when he runs.
he's so athletic. It's ridiculous.
It's sort of unorthodox because he runs almost straight up. Running backs get low to the ground and center balance and, try to evade. Derrick Henry was like a 18-wheeler with that front facade just massive coming at you. I would hate to be a defensive back trying to tackle that fella.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad we left the league when we did
I know.
before he got big.
Last tackle I tried, I offered him roses.
Yeah.
Just please
Please.
lay here with me.
Lay here with me. I bet he's just a hell of a cuddler. So I'm still unsure on whose butt you're envious of that you need filler for.
Well, I was just thinking you're prototypical fullback.
Sure. I think of like a Matthew McConaughey booty. Now that's a nice men's butt. In How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, there's a certain scene where he's wearing a light colored khaki and he's walking away.
What about Failure to Launch? What about Terry Bradshaw's butt? Matthew's dad.
I don't think about that one very often. That's a great movie, by the way. Anyway, okay, so obviously you were not getting filler, but you were getting an injection. So back to that. They found new techniques to take the pain
they'll
away.
go blah, 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 blah.
With their hand.
Yeah. They'll squeeze.
They'll squeeze and then distract you with.
And I guess that's standard. Or maybe they're just enjoying themselves.
Well, not a lot of guys get their butt injections out of the back of a van. So
I got to try a female nurse, see if they do
Oh
that.
my gosh. Try that out for a change. Okay, so is all the numbness gone?
No.
Where are you numb right now? Please don't pour that coffee down your chest.
No, but caffeine helps get rid of the Novocaine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They recommend drink coffee or tea, but
Flush it out.
I feel like I went and got Botox because especially when they first
because
did
I know what it feels like. It's like I can almost feel it right now when you went like this. Like I know it feels like thick,
very thick,
like feels thick and almost like a hard. Like it almost feels like you have a mouth guard under that lip.
Yeah,
So.
But it's getting better.
Okay.
It's almost all gone now.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I wish you had shown up with like numbness on one side or something.
Well,
and I would have still
while.
forced you to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, well, did you know? I was telling Kelly this morning. Did you know that McDonald's offers bagel sandwiches?
I did not.
I didn't either. I saw a girl on TikTok this week talk about it. So guess what I got on the way to work this morning?
Yeah.
A bacon, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich from McDonald's. Delicious. I mean, not the best bagel sandwich I've ever had, but it was still delicious.
What is it that we go to? The Great Bagel Company on occasion? They do a great job.
Their bagels are out of there. This is nothing compared to that. This is a fast food bagel sandwich. But I just didn't know. For me, McDonald's breakfast is pure. I love it so much. It makes me happy. If it's a biscuit, a McMuffin, a McGriddle, I don't even care.
Well, I was going to say once every year or two, I will treat myself to a McGriddle.
So you've got at least 20 more of those ahead of you. Once a year, that's it?
Yeah.
Treat yourself more.
I don't ever go to McDonald's. And you know what? My go-to at McDonald's is the little burrito. Breakfast burrito with the
salsa.
picante.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah.
Well, I got it this morning, and I've heard talk of this, but I've never gotten it. The bagel sandwich comes with McDonald's breakfast sauce.
Well, what is that?
Which is like a cheesy mayonnaise.
Ooh.
Because I Googled it. Because I was like, what is this delicious sauce on here? And I Googled it and it was like McDonald's breakfast sauce. They serve it on the bagel sandwich and maybe a few other things so you can ask for it. So I Googled what it is. It was like, it's like a mayo, but it's kind of yellowish. So it's like mayo with buttermilk and cheddar cheese in it.
Yeah. I like that.
It was delicious.
What time do they quit serving? Should we go now? It's over, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I don't think the bagel sandwich is on breakfast all day. Anyway, so new to me. I've been a McDonald's fan for my whole life and got it this morning. Very, very good.
Right. McDonald's is pretty good. I mean,
For me, like I'll occasionally eat a burger, but usually if I'm going to McDonald's, I'm having breakfast. And I love it.
If they would make me the CEO of McDonald's.
Oh, okay. That's all it'll take to get you as a customer.
And the board of directors should, because I can lead. And I know what McDonald's and America both need. I would sort of pare down the menu, and we're going to get back to what made us great. Ray Kroc wanted, this is what we're going to do, other than buying real estate, because they are the number one landholder of property in the United States.
Sure.
I would say, let's just focus on a few things. Quit doing your craziness. Will you expand the menu and try to capture health nuts? Screw the health nuts. We don't need them. They're not going to eat here.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do with the healthy options? Stop it.
Stick to what you're good at.
Be proud of who you are. You're a fast food joint. You're the original fast food joint. You, my friend, made America fat. Be proud of it.
Make America fat again.
Yes. It's okay. Again, most people can be sensible. You don't have to eat there every night. But stop acting like you're something you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate pretension and being not authentic.
That's your big beef with McDonald's? Well, anyway, I think.
But if I was going to get a cheeseburger, I'd go to Wendy's.
Oh, I do love a Wendy's burger.
Yeah,
I love Wendy's fries.
I do too.
I like them. They're very salty. And
my God.
Sure.
Can I mention one last time, and I'll never bring it up again? But that hot brown I had at Carson's. Oh. They do a brunch on Friday that Hayley and Nikita and I discovered.
Yeah, we didn't know they did it on Friday. So they do Saturday, Sunday, but they're one of the, according to the server, they were one of the only restaurants in Lexington that does brunch on Friday as well.
And we just went in there to drink.
Okay, we went in there to get lunch.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
Well, I was with Nikita, so I figured
well,
that was
okay,
the
so
only reason.
her mode was to drink. We were there to eat lunch.
I'm telling you guys, and I'm a fan of a hot brown.
Yeah.
And I just got it on a whim. I wasn't even hungry. And I love that thing. Like too much.
Because it was the brunch version. So it was served instead of on a piece of bread, it was served on an open-faced biscuit.
Oh, my God.
This biscuit is what clouds wish they could be.
This biscuit.
I know, because Lee basically forced me to take a bite because he couldn't express how delicious it was. And I took a bite, and it was everything he said and more.
That biscuit was as good as Ana de Armas's biscuit. I had
Lee's got a bit of an announcement. Yeah, she made him breakfast.
She made me a biscuit.
Right. And you were like,
that morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my God.
Nothing will ever top this.
Woman.
Morning biscuit with Ana de Armas. That's the dream, baby. Well, anyway, it was so good.
She's got a movie coming out, I saw.
Is she?
She's the new John Wick.
She's John Wick?
Yeah. Juan Wick. She's John, it's sort of a not a prequel, but it's in the John Wick universe, because you see her have a conversation with John Wick.
With John.
Keanu.
Sure.
And he's sort of coaching her up.
Yeah.
So it's before, if you've seen
you
John.
Fold the flour into the biscuits on.
I think I can say this now. If you've seen John Wick 4, which I love, the first one was the best, and the next one was the last one. They had 2 and 3. They've done.
There were 4, but your number 1 was the best. Then number 4 was second best.
Yes.
Then 2 and 3 was like they're
okay.
The
they're
films.
okay. Yeah. But he apparently dies in the 4th one.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it,
I've only seen the first 3, but I already knew that because you spoiled it for me right after you saw the 4th one.
well,
So it's okay. I know it's
because you saw me come out of the theater crying,
He was crying.
and I was screaming on the sidewalk, "He's dead!
He's dead!" Yeah. If I could lay eyes on you when you were leaving a movie theater, I bet every time, because you are such a harsh movie critic, every time I bet the way you look coming out of a movie theater is like just ambivalent. Like,
Not always. I do remember coming out with a pep in my step for particular movies. One was Tombstone.
oh my gosh.
I came
It
out
is
of that
so good when you see a movie
with my
and you
buddy,
realize like this is an instant classic.
Craig Ritchie, and we literally wanted to go fight people.
Okay.
Well, I was 23 or something.
Back in your fighting days.
Yes, and I wanted to fight.
Have you been in a real fist fight?
Oh, sure.
No, you haven't, and that's okay that you haven't.
I usually
that means
negotiate
you have self-control.
Well, no, I negotiate my way out of things.
Hey. Let me go to my car and get my brass knuckles. Then Lee leaves. He never comes back.
And then what was the other film I felt that great about when I walked out of it? Well, recently, I guess, Top Gun Maverick.
Oh my! I loved Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Loved it. Shoot, I was gonna say something just that was gonna be so hilarious. Not really, but it was something along these lines. I was gonna continue the conversation.
About movies?
Yeah.
Or seeing me on a sidewalk?
You've got to stop just standing there on the sidewalk. People are getting the wrong idea. Especially you hold up that sign that says $1.
$1 is all it takes. I did see our friend Ash Parker.
Oh, love her.
Took a photo of a fellow who is, what's the proper term? I know you wanted me to say unhoused or something. I don't know what it is.
Homeless,
I can't
unhoused.
say hobo
Yeah,
anymore.
hobo is out of fashion.
I kind of like hobo. Hobo says, I'm not here all the time. I'm on a train. Sometimes I'm transient. I'm traveling. Part of my business where I run from town to town trying to find love and money. I like hobo.
Sure.
It's better than homeless.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with changing
Who's the
terms.
who's the comic that used to do the joke about the advantages of dating a homeless girl? You can just drop her off wherever.
Oh, I'll be honest. I don't know. I got to be honest.
But anyway, Ash took a picture of a guy that said, "I'm too lazy." He's holding a sign. Says his sign said, "I'm too lazy to work and too ugly to prostitute. Please help."
Oh, I mean, that's a real predicament. Yikes. I remember there was a guy in Nashville one time when I lived there, and he had a sign that said, "I'll be honest, I just need money to buy beer."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
In Vegas quite a bit. Look, guys will try to be funny with it. You know, the new thing in Vegas, I was just there, 3 weeks ago. They have street entertainment now. Used to have, you just had the mainly Latino guys handing you cards that were pictures of naked ladies with phone numbers, and those numbers don't work.
Oh my God.
Anyway, and they're slapping you. How?
I hate that. I find the slapping
They slap it, get your attention,
upsetting.
try to hand you one.
Yeah. I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah. But they now have street performers every 35 feet, and it's folks with a gigantic speaker singing karaoke, or some of them really good, some of them not, some of them are dancers. I mean, so you're entertained just outside in front of the casinos every 5 minutes. You've got somebody new doing a little number for you. And it's all types of variety. Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas is an assault on the senses. There's so
Yes, it
much
is.
going on.
It is,
Like, really,
very
I feel
much.
like 3 days is enough.
Pretty much.
I think so.
I did 7 once. Yeah.
That's
But,
a lot.
I didn't mind it. It was, to me, it felt like an adult Disney World where I could go and explore every hotel and see the. At that time, that's when Vegas was at its zenith of themed hotels. This one's going to look like the Arabian Desert. This one's going to be futuristic. This one looks like New York City. This one is a jungle motif, and so you get to go and.
Each one is vastly different.
And if you explore the hotel, they'll have little history things about whatever. Our friend Nikita just got back from Grove Park Inn. Have you been there?
in Asheville.
Yes, and they have all the history around that facility as well. If you explore the hotel, which I had the chance once to explore all of it. And they have like some $30 million spa that looks like it's under the earth. It's in a cave. So it looks like you're in a cave the entire time. But it was sort of fascinating with its Gilded Age history. Built kind of right around the same time as the Biltmore. Or maybe just after. And presidents have stayed there.
Yeah. It's a historic hotel. Nikita, and her friends, they go there every single year. I've been there. I've never indulged in the spa, and I would love to.
Yeah. We should take the staff to the Grove Park Inn.
Okay, let's do it. Unlimited spa treatments on your dime?
No, I'll let them stay in one room,
Wow.
and I'll have a room.
Oh, okay.
And they
Where
can-
will I be? I have to
don't
stay with them?
No.
Honestly, you know what?
You would?
No, we'll need to have a girl's room and a boy's room.
No.
Me, Nikita, Bridget, and
No,
Kelly.
no.
We'd have so much fun.
No. And without being creepy, I'm staying with the girls.
No, you
I'm not
got to stay with the
staying-
boys.
No, I am not.
Well, it looks like you're forking out the dough for 3 hotel rooms then.
Staying
What a
for
loser.
Noah
You're going to go
and
in your
Noah.
own hotel room when you could have just boys' time. What would be the worst thing if you had to stay in a room with Noah and Noah?
Noises. I don't want to hear things in the
You
middle
think
of the
they
night.
want to hear yours?
Well, they're sleeping together.
Both. As far as men go, you, Noah, and Noah are all very clean.
Yeah.
Very put together,
why-
very
that's why I
particular.
hired them.
I know. And so I feel like if 3 men had to stay in a hotel room together, you could do a lot worse.
We're all 3 pretty metro.
You are incredibly metro.
If the tractor loses a wheel, we're not the 3 guys to. Well, Noah probably could.
He's a gearhead.
He is a gearhead. He could probably do that.
You'd
and if
stand
we
off to
had
the
a
side barking
nuclear
orders.
incident, Noah Day
He could defuse the
probably diffuse that. Yes,
Oh my gosh.
And
And
if-
then you could diffuse verbal tensions
correct.
with world leaders.
Yes,
I feel like the biggest problem though would be bathroom. Like if the 3 of you had to share a bathroom.
I'd use the lobby.
You'd use the hopefully the lobby bathroom, not just the lobby.
Let me ask this question. Early on in a relationship, and let's say you share a hotel room with a fella, do you use the facility or do you go to the lobby?
Depends. Depends on how early it is.
I said early.
Oh, I'd go to the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the time frame where you feel comfortable enough to go into the room's bathroom knowing the residual effects could linger?
Well, this is when you got to pack poopery.
You pack it?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No. But I'm saying if you're still in the honeymoonish phase of the relationship where it's like, okay, we've been together long enough, I don't have to go to the lobby bathroom or the nearest Starbucks. I can go in the room, but I still want to keep at least 1 or 2 petals on the rose. Yeah. Okay? So you don't want the smell to be, you've got to come up with some sort of, you got to be quick in there. You got to go in there.
You're flushing
when things are happening.
On delivery.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's one seamless from thy body into the sewer system.
Right. Yeah.
But then also you've got to deal with, the smell. So you've got to have something going on with that.
This is way too personal, but
Then why are you asking me?
Well, but I know for myself, you know that I've always, people know this. I'm at the stage in my life where I sit when I even tinkle.
Yeah, you recently dropped that on me. I was like, what are you talking about? You're like, oh, well, I sit when I even just go number 1. I was like, when you're also going number 2. He's like, oh, well, of course. But also.
No, I stand when I do that.
I love the drop.
No, I sit when I pee. Unless there's a urinal, then I'll stand.
And then I sit even longer. Yeah. Oh, God.
Like Randy Quaid.
What was that, Kingpin?
Yeah, Kingpin.
Yeah. See, I've seen movies.
But I am very cognizant, and there's another reason to sit, of the noise.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait. I'm talking about just number 1 noise.
Oh, number 1 noise does not bother me at all. Well, maybe the first time. I don't want them to hear me tinkling.
You could be judged on that. How loud is the stream? Is there a stream?
Have you been dumped over your
What? Just worry about
acoustics?
It. So if you can sit just right, you can aim to hit the side of the.
So then
it makes no noise.
But there could be splatter. You could get it on the toilet seat.
Then you clean that up. You lift the lid and wipe it down. And
it's nice all the care you're taking for you, Nua, and Noah in the hotel room together.
I don't want those guys to know I'm peeing.
I don't want them to know I'm peeing.
It's just, I hear nothing in there.
What's he doing in there?
I hear a flush, but nothing.
He's doing his morning mantras.
No, he's going there to get away.
Yeah, and then after a while, it doesn't really matter anymore. I'll never be the type person that can do that with another person in the room.
Like my dad.
Oh, you'll do that with your dad in the room?
No, he does. He used to do it with me when I was a kid.
Ew!
I told you that story. He want to talk to me. He's like, come in here. How was school? And that stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
No, I'm like, that is, I don't care. It gets to the point in a relationship, and not just romantic relationships, familial relationships, where it's okay for people to know you're doing that, but it's still private and gross.
Yeah. Well, that number 1 isn't.
No, number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Or beyond.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten the number 3 cramps when you've been with someone?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Diarrhea.
Oh.
Have you ever been at someone else's residence? Because for me, that's a home game. Like, I've got to be home for that activity.
I don't think that has happened to me. No.
What would you do? Let's say you're at her place, 20 minutes from your house. Mm-hmm. You've gotten back from the date. Y'all are about to settle in and watch a movie or something, and you feel.
I guess I would say I don't feel good. I'm going home.
Yeah,
but I've
never.
Pray
you weren't wearing white jeans.
That. I remember having lunch with you once at a little cafe with the oddest bathroom that you had to walk up the stairs. It was like the bathroom.
Oh my gosh, this was like 10 years ago.
Was on stage.
Yes, it is now a restaurant that's no longer with us.
Yeah, it's
because you blew out the bathroom.
It's about to become something else, and I had one of those mistakes where you
mistake.
Yes.
A short
body confusion. Yes, where you think it's one, but 2 comes along.
We've known each other so long, and you do so many hilarious things just as you.
And I remember it.
I forget all this.
And I was in there forever.
Cleaning.
Oh.
So you sharted when because we were at lunch with a couple other people.
Yeah.
And you
from work.
Yeah. I didn't know this till much later, but you accidentally, you sharted in the bathroom or you sharted at the table?
No, in the bathroom.
So you went to the bathroom and thought just a little, gonna let a little
again, that
pressure
was,
off.
There you go. See, that was because they had a urinal in there.
Oh, so you were standing.
Yes. Right.
So you have to clean up. Oh,
I was
it?
And I opened the door after a 20-minute session, and there's like 5 people looking up at me as if I'm the wizard.
You're coming downstairs.
Yeah, because I have to step down this, they're all standing
You're
there.
like an old school pharmacist that's up on that ledge.
Like I went to vote. And they're all waiting. And I opened the door and I'm like, hello.
I do remember that now that you bring it up. I remember
and I
all
went
of us
home.
making jokes like, what took you so long? And you were like, oh, you did your classic. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. And it was a long time before you told us, guys, I had a problem.
It wasn't some crazy event.
But enough
it was
where you want to
enough.
be sure you're clean.
Yes. And
were you wetting paper towels?
I was working like I was at the factory. I was in there with trying to find soap, paper towels. It was a heck of a task.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I've been conscripted for a job in here. Like, what has happened? I'm so angry about it.
I know. Isn't
the
that
betrayal of my body to do that
worst.
to me? And I had a suit on. Remember, this wasn't that long ago. It was maybe last summer. We went to like a sports bar or something like that.
Okay.
And I was at the urinal again. A lot of problems happen at the urinal.
Oh, y'all, you may have told this story before. Even if you've heard it, enjoy it. Okay, see, we talk exactly the same on air as we do off air. So a lot of times Leo will be telling stories to us and our staff, and to me they sound like stories. So maybe y'all haven't heard.
Yeah. So
we were at a sports bar.
Yes.
Again for lunch. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what was the ignition switch for this, but it's a bathroom. If you were to walk in, you got a sink on the right, 2 urinals, and then 1 stall.
It's like we're there.
I am at urinal 1.
Sure.
And nobody's in there, just me. And I'm tinkling, sure. And I sneeze or something, which the floor is wet, I'm not aware of. And the
blast of the sneeze.
Yes, the recoil of the sneeze gets me off balance just enough to slip, and I'm falling. Now I'm falling, and I fall into the door of the stall, which slows my momentum, and I grab the top of it with my right hand hanging on. Meanwhile, what is actually happening is I'm still urinating with my pants down by my knees in a stream, and I'm leaning. If someone had walked in, they would have seen TV's Lee Cruz with his pants down giving the golden shower. I mean, it's right in front of. If anybody walked in, I'm leaning up against the door, and I'm just going. I can't stop. And I'm just like, my God. And I had peed and pissed all over that floor. Trying to stand back up because my legs are locked in my pants.
You start to fall and you're doing that going back quick.
Yeah, and I couldn't stop until I hit the door, and the door opens, which creates. Yeah, and I'm about to pull the door down. It was a mess, and I'm just peeing everywhere.
Another time, he was gone to the bathroom for so long.
Yeah.
So, and we've been friends long enough. When he comes back, I was like, God, you all right? And he's like, you will never believe it.
I said,
there was like water on the front of your shorts. Or
yes.
something.
Well, was it?
I don't know. I said,
because it was
he
going
goes, you'll
everywhere.
never believe this. I was like, well, what happened? Are you all right?
I said, we got to go.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want the management staff to discuss, because whoever walked in there had to go, what the
You didn't clean it up?
With what? I'm going to get on the floor.
Did they only have like a hand towel?
They didn't have that. They had air dryers.
That's what I'm talking about. Air dryers. That's all they had, so they didn't have paper towels.
No. So what was I supposed to do? Just leave?
Come out to the manager and go, listen, an acrobatic scene just went down in there. there is DNA everywhere. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. I needed that laugh so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was so
That's
funny.
why I said, we got to go. And I took you out in the parking lot. Said, you're not going to believe this. I've hurt my back. Because
I really stretched my arms out.
Because I was falling and hit the stall door.
Oh, that's so funny.
If somebody was in there, can you imagine that scene?
That stall. You slam into it.
And a man is leaning against, urinating at the same time with his pants down. Hello, sailor. Quite the entrance. I saw a video the other day of a bathroom of a fight. Two guys are fighting.
Ew.
And they're really going at it. I
like,
mean, they're throwing punches, like some guys on a cell phone videotaping it, like two guys. And anyway, they're throwing punches and wrestling, and all of a sudden they, boom, break into a bathroom door. And now they're fighting next to a guy who's sitting there with his pants around his ankles. And he's just watching them, and people are videotaping this.
And he's just
in there going, really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. Where do we go from here? I mean, the only way's up or down, because I don't know.
This is a classy show.
This is, guys. This is highbrow. I hope you're telling people. Okay, I do want you to know, because recently you and I started talking about, and you taught me, I never thought about it, that the reason in Home Alone the pizza place is called Little Nero's Pizza. Mm-hmm. You know, because there's Little Caesars in real life. Well, Little Nero's is because Nero was
Caesar. The title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave each other the title
he was
Caesar.
He was
after
Clarindians or whatever that guy's name was. Clarius, Clendius, his nephew.
He became
the ruler.
Julius Caesar.
So this was Nero Caesar.
The Caesar of Rome, which Russian translates into Tsar.
Yeah. Well, I listened to a podcast yesterday, My Favorite Murder, and thought about you the whole time because the episode was about...
Because you want to kill me.
Yes, because I thought, my God, that would be my favorite murder. No, because we had just been talking about that. And they did the whole half the episode was about this woman named LaCosta. You know, one of these. I could look it up, but I'm not.
Okay.
Who they think was the world's first serial killer.
There's a woman?
Yeah. Hey, women in male fields, okay? Women can kill too.
She broke the glass ceiling.
Well, she was adept at creating poisons from plants and things like that. And apparently there was, back then everybody was poisoning everybody. That was like the modus operandi for killing people.
That's why you had food tasters.
Exactly, the tasters. Well, anyway, she basically grew up in some family that knew a lot about herbs. Well, she decided to make it an evil thing. Well, rich people weren't making their own poisons. They were buying it off people. So she was one of the people they were buying it off of, including Nero. He hired her to kill his brother, Britannicus. Then years later, his own mother, when he's already Caesar, when he's already the ruler. Then after... Then he grants her immunity because everybody knows she's supplying the poisons and killing him. Well, then apparently she was doing a lot of killing on her own too. She just loved it. She loved her craft.
Yeah.
Well, then eventually he gets, thrown out and then he killed himself. Did you know Nero committed suicide? Yeah. But anyway, it was just very interesting. So it was, I don't know, thought about you. I'm going to try to look up her
Was
name.
it Nero who, it was one of the Caesars of Rome. Wasn't it him who killed his wife?
Locusta. Before Nero fled Rome in AD 68, he acquired poison from Locusta for his own use and kept it in a golden box. He eventually died by other means, though.
Well,
Locusta of Gaul, Rome's imperial poisoner and possibly the world's first serial killer.
Gaul, which is France, right? Nero, I believe, didn't he kill his wife and didn't want to make a thing of it with the Senate? So,
most people, when they kill their wife, they don't want to make a thing of it.
I think he was afraid the Senate could do something to him. So he went to find a lookalike, and he couldn't find anybody until he meets a young man and has this guy dressed up.
Dresses his wife?
Yes, and told everybody that's his wife. He just played the part of, because he looked so much like her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. A beautiful man.
And he had him castrated.
Were people looking that closely?
I don't know. I guess, whatever. But yeah, poor guy.
This
and then
podcast has everything. Bathroom trauma, movie reviews, history from the Roman heyday,
and
bread and circus.
And when Nero met his fate, they end up killing this guy. And he had nothing to do with it. He was an innocent victim.
He's like, I am a method actor. What do you want from me? That's horrible.
Isn't it? We forgot to ask for questions. By the way, if anyone wants to send us a question or comment, you can do so. It's ideas at Lee and Hayley. And Hayley is spelled Hayley. It's where everybody gets hung up. LeeandHayley.com.
I'm named after Hayley Mills, the fantastic actress from the original Parent Trap and Pollyanna.
Let me ask a question. You're not a Lord of the Rings girl, are you?
No.
But there are so many women who are.
Yeah.
And a lot of these women are hot, but they love Lord of the Rings for some reason. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings.
And you're not hot. That's what's confusing.
I am not.
Yes, you are. You're very. In fact, I got my nails done the other day. One of the other nail techs told me to tell you how handsome she thinks you are.
I mean, how old is she?
Mid-20s.
Really?
Just the way your mother likes it. Is that Sean Connery? Norm McDonald playing Sean Connery on Jeopardy on SNL.
It's not Norm McDonald. He didn't play Sean Connery, does he? No, that's...
sorry. He played Burt Reynolds. I apologize.
Yeah, he plays Burt Reynolds.
Sorry. I got the show. The other guy played...
He's still on the show. He's the now Don Pardo. He's the announcer. It's that's gonna drive me nuts. Daryl Hammond.
Daryl Hammond, yes.
Yeah.
One of the there's so many actors or cast members on SNL that are unsung heroes that nobody really ever learns their name.
I watched. Have you seen the Olive Garden thing, where they do an Olive Garden commercial? Scarlett Johansson is in it.
No, but I bet it's.
But it's Keenan and Leslie Jones, and then Mikey Day, and then the other guy that was there with Mikey Day for a while. He's no longer a cast member.
I think I know who you're talking about.
What this guy's been. He's got a deep voice, sort of a deep
white guy.
Yeah, white guy.
And he does. I just saw him. He's like, so.
Yeah, that guy.
I know. Yeah,
that guy. And it was. It made me laugh because he's making them do these awkward things, saying, "Hey, it's what Olive Garden people love." You know, like Scarlett and Leslie have to kiss. You know, and he's like, "Show me your orgasm face." And he made Keenan stick his face in the pasta. You know, and then he told Mikey Day, pretend you have something inserted inside you, you know, all this stuff. But the thing that was he was doing, which Leslie Jones did such a good job with this. He, after the end of, he would do like, okay, let's take a break. But he would do this really racist Southern voice, pretending to be Leslie's voice. And Leslie is getting really angry.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because it was sort of an aside dismissive. And Leslie's like, don't do that voice again.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, she's going to kill him. Yeah. But it keeps escalating, you know, and it's just something he says at the end of it, you know, and she's like, and her and Keenan look at each other like, oh no.
Yeah, they're like, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
You are in trouble.
Yeah.
What is that cast member's name? You know what I watched the other night? The Saturday Night movie, based on the very first night that SNL came on.
Yes.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
The actors do a great job of portraying
the original
Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase,
the
Garrett
OJs.
Morris.
Yeah.
Garrett Morris is played by the actor that played Winston on New Girl.
New Girl.
Which I love. Actually, his last name is Morris. Anyway, is it Desmond? I can't remember. In the Jane Curtin character, the Lorraine Newman, Gilda Radner, and then the Lorne Michaels guy is good. And they have J.K. Simmons plays Milton Berle.
Oh.
And Milton Berle, because, you know, when the movie starts, any of these movies, they tell you, just a warning, you could see this. And it said brief graphic nudity. And I'm like, what is this about?
Well.
Well, they pay homage to the legend that was Milton Berle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like
So that was disappointing.
So I rewound it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, I can't say it was good. It was really long, but the performances were good. But it was a Jason Reitman film. That's Ivan Reitman's son, who was the director of Ghostbusters.
Well, we do have a couple of questions.
Oh, we do?
Our staff is used to us asking for them, so even without our request, they've sent them. So Kelly says, The Bachelor is back. The new season has started on ABC. She said, so Audrey, her cousin, wants to know if you would rather be the lead or the contestant if you had to be on the show.
No, the lead.
Really?
I don't want to be doing the charade because again, I know too much inside baseball. I knew a girl that was on the show, and I've told you the story how people
always like to say it's the producers. It is the producers because they want to make a show that people want to watch. And if it was
they think people want to watch. Yeah. Usually, Hollywood is a town of fear, and everything is based on what worked before.
Yeah.
So let's mimic that instead of anything authentic. And when something authentic comes along, people love it, and everybody's confused in Hollywood. Like, why did that work?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Because they're a regular person.
So no, I don't want to be I would rather be the guy choosing.
I want to be the host because the trauma of either one.
See,
now that I think
they wouldn't let me do it though.
Why?
Because I would be myself. They don't let comics host that show for a reason.
Yeah. You couldn't play straight-laced for a minute?
No. Not
They're
with
like,
that
we'll
nonsense.
give you $3 million to host.
It would be.
No, I've got bad morals.
It would be difficult. Even
really?
Now, if you said 300 million, yes, I'll play it.
They'd never say 300 million.
Well, then I can't keep my mouth shut when they're doing something stupid.
You don't need $3 million.
Of course I need it, but I'll be fine without it.
Okay. Well, you'll see me being very serious as I host the show. I used to think going on
and live with that the rest of your life.
I will. Who cares?
I couldn't. I'm going to play.
You couldn't hold in a joke. One joke.
No.
That you could say to people behind the scenes. You just can't do it on air.
No. If I'm going to be known as that sellout guy that went all these golden opportunities to make fun of these pretentious pricks and I don't get to make fun of them, what am I doing? Why am I even on the planet?
You know, there are other jobs too. You could also do,
not for me.
It's not like your full job has to be hosting The Bachelor.
Well,
fine. We don't want you. We're going in another direction.
But wouldn't it be a better show if Bill Burr was the host of The Bachelor?
No, because then the show would be about him.
Because he's funny and we see all this nonsense
the show
in
was
front
about
of us?
them meeting people.
Who's buying that?
Okay,
Kelly?
listen.
Is Kelly buying that?
People love to think about love.
You can still find love, but it's going to be authentic love.
Never mind. God. Anyway, I used to think it'd be fun to be a contestant. Back in the day before people got like Instagram famous, and once they were in the Bachelor universe, as they call it, then they're either ridiculed forever or made fun of forever or famous forever. My sister and I used to always joke that we'd like to go on there and purposefully be the crazy one that goes on and just acts like a nutcase.
I encourage people.
Now I don't want to do that because it would never go away.
If you'd like to see how I would host The Bachelor.
Oh, we're back to you. Okay. Back to you again.
Go on YouTube and watch me host The Bachelor with Matt Jones from KSR. And the entire time, I'm making fun of Matt. Now, wouldn't that be much more
that's a different
enjoyable
show
to watch?
Yeah, but that's not about, you're going to make people self-conscious and uncomfortable.
What's wrong with that?
We'll do that in a different arena.
You don't think with the manipulation going on behind the scenes where they tell a girl you got to do this or that, or a guy you have to say this or that.
How many times do I have to say this to you, Mr. Cruz? This meeting's over. We're going in another direction. Okay? We heard you loud and clear. You want to do a comedy show. You don't want to just host a dating show.
No, it could still be a rom-com. Aren't those the best movies?
Yeah, those are fake movies. These are real human beings meeting.
But the best movies, because life is full of comedy too. Who wants to take all these pretty people, plastic people, seriously? Not me.
Okay.
You would rather watch The Bachelor, and I
don't watch The Bachelor anymore.
Why not?
I don't watch appointment television, period, anymore. I just don't.
Why? It's not compelling to you.
It's not that it's not compelling. It's that my just viewership habits have changed. I like to watch on-demand streaming when I feel like it.
You can still do that on Hulu or
Thank
whatever.
you.
No, I mean, you can still watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette
True.
on Hulu or something.
I guess for me, it's just gone on too long. And back in the day, the OG seasons, when it seemed more real and it was same way I feel. I just think some of these, the luster and gravity of it isn't there anymore. It's the same way I feel about The Voice and American Idol. Like I can remember who won American Idol.
The first 5 seasons.
Was earth-shattering. It's all we'd be talking about at school the next day.
Huge viewership.
One year, I remember I fell asleep before they announced, and when I woke up in the morning and went to school, I had to ask who won.
Right.
And we all were just like, oh, my God. And now, I haven't watched American Idol in 15 seasons.
You had to
it's just
ask
too much.
who won? You couldn't stay awake to see who won?
No, I fell asleep. Well, and that's the way I like to do some things that I find too anxious, like most presidential elections.
Not me.
I would fall asleep before the results came in because it would just be too much. I'm talking about when I was a kid. Just all the attention around stuff. I'd be like, then I'd get up in the morning and be like either, relieved or stressed or whatever. And so, and plus if I get in a prone position, I'll fall asleep. I'm a sleeper from way back. So, but anyway, so for me, The Bachelor 2, they've just all gone on for so long. For me, the gravity of the answer isn't there anymore.
Melinda Doolittle.
Yeah, that's you when you met her.
That was my realization to never judge anybody who actually yells my name.
Yeah.
If they see me.
Yeah.
Because I did it to Melinda Doolittle in an elevator at a New York hotel.
When you see a celebrity in person, your brain is clocking who it is, so suddenly it's coming out of your mouth.
But she literally walked into the elevator with me.
Yeah. And you said, I know what she wants to hear, her own name.
Melinda Doolittle. And then I realized, what did I just do? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, I was chastised by that, too.
Yeah. Well, and now it's like I like to read a little. And another reason I don't love The Bachelor that much anymore is because I haven't watched it in so many seasons. So really the only way I know about it is other people talking about it or TikTok, or I'll read articles about it if there's like a big drama. Then suddenly, I got to know what's going on. But a lot of them now is people that were on the previous season are now the new Bachelor. Then the girl that was on this season is the new Bachelorette. And I haven't kept up enough to, if maybe I was more familiar with their stories, I'd be like, okay, I got to watch them. But usually I don't even know who they are. So.
You know what I realize about experiences like that, if you meet someone or if someone, that, and it happened the other day and you were with me. You and I were at a Kroger and a lovely couple, elderly couple, they see us.
Touched my heart.
And it made them so happy. Now, there's 2 ways you can act, because Hayley and I and anybody really has imposter syndrome. I know I do. Like, I don't think of myself in any sort of way other than a failure
It
most
feels like
of
you've
the time.
tricked people into thinking you're someone.
And the anxiety I have is I'm going to be discovered that I am not the person that you're acting like I am at the moment. So I want to get out of that situation. But think about Bill Murray.
I'm always thinking about
or Tom Hanks. And I try, and I was glad I did it. I need to be more like those guys. Let them have their moment.
Yeah.
So play the part. And I hugged the lady. She didn't even ask. I go, you want a hug? And I'm coming in.
I sure do. I know. That kind of shocked me when you did that.
Yeah, and because I thought I need to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I hopefully, made brighten their day for that one moment.
They were so sweet and so excited to see us. And it was just such a genuine, joyful interaction.
Yeah.
And the husband, he said, they were I bet they were
because
in their 70s or so. And he said, this is an amazing day. I got to go buy a lottery ticket. What a great day. And it was just so
because the complaint
sweet.
I get from the public a lot of times is I'm an asshole or I'm somebody. But as you know, in real life, no, I'm shy.
Yeah, I tell people that.
And when I'm
like, he's not
called out in public like that, I want to hide.
Yeah.
But it's not because I was like, oh, God, I got to perform or I got to do something to keep the facade up. I got to quit doing that and do what I did the other day with the
forced hugs.
Forced hugs?
Yeah.
I'm going to ramp it up to open
You
mouth.
say my name, we're going to...
I'm going to kiss. Just come here, baby, and just bury my face in your face. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Lee is so friendly. Yeah. He kissed me deeply.
I'll never want to get that complaint that I'm...
rude, standoffish.
Rude, standoffish, yes. No.
He'll stand right up against you.
He's too friendly.
He's too friendly.
I had dinner with my buddy Kenny Rice from NBC Sports.
Oh, God, do not embarrass him right now.
No, well,
he's a good man.
Kenny told me that he was shopping or something, and he runs into the Fox 56 news anchor, Marvin Bartlett.
Lovely gentleman.
And he goes, and I see Marvin, but Marvin doesn't really see me, and we're in passing. And I go, big fan, Marvin. And Marvin goes, thanks. And just keeps walking. But then Marvin takes a beat and realizes, wait a minute, that's Kenny. And Kenny turns and goes, is that how you treat your fans, Marvin? Is that what you do with your fans, Marvin? You just blow them off and say thanks?
Oh, my God.
But Marvin probably felt the way we do most times, like, oh, God.
Yeah, like, oh, God, I got to. Well, sometimes also, like, you just don't feel like talking to people, too. It's not that sometimes it's imposter syndrome, but we, and I say we like we're big celebrities. I mean, like, even people that are known in a community like this, we have bad days, too. Sometimes, you're in a bad mood, or you're sad, or you're anxious, or you're in a rush or something, and I think, people need to keep that in mind, too.
Any more questions or comments, or are we done?
Last one, and we'll roll this doobie.
All right.
Nua said, if you had to, what cosmetic procedures would you get done on your teeth? So jumping off your dental appointment this morning, cosmetic though, if there's something you want to change.
Like a grill?
Okay.
I've done the filter on Snapchat that gives me the diamond grill. It doesn't look that bad.
Okay. Okay.
If I wanted to be a rap artist.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. I would do the professional whitening.
Yeah, that doesn't make it real sensitive.
I know that's the thing. Until they come up with one that causes no sensitivity, because I already have sensitive teeth.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. It makes me shudder if I even think about biting into a popsicle.
Yeah.
So I would do whitening. Otherwise, I like my teeth.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, if I can make them a shade whiter, maybe, but at some point you look ridiculous. Yeah. I kept trying to coach up our attorney, Richard, who recently got veneers and all that, and he was like, I'm going to get them bright. Really white. I want them super. I go, no, you don't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Especially in the summer, you're gonna look ridiculous.
Oh, so tan and teeth that
you're gonna look stupid. And he wouldn't listen. And finally, I think the dentist talked him out of it. So he's got normal teeth.
Normal teeth, yeah.
But geez, oh Pete, do not do that.
Yeah. If you're gonna have fake teeth, they need to look like teeth that have lived, teeth that have been around and eaten a couple steaks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want stained teeth either, but
well, no, I don't. Yeah,
I don't want them.
But you want
crazy
them to. There's
white.
You don't realize the different shades of white. Like if you got white, it looks absolutely insane.
Right. Well, that was the thing that they were doing for me today at the dentist. They were trying to match it because the crown they put on was too white. They're like, that's too white.
You were like, well, I gave up brushing years ago. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this edition of Lee and Hayley Overtime. We so appreciate you listening. As always, send any comments, questions, ideas to ideas@leeandhaley.com. Hayley is Hayley. Follow us on social media. Just search Lee and Hayley on your favorite platform. And catch us on TV. We air weekdays at noon on Fox 56 in Lexington, Kentucky, as well as some other markets as well. But that is our home studio. What are you doing?
I thought I had a stain, but it's a shadow.
You don't miss anything. Yeah. Have a great day, guys. We love you. God loves you. Hang in there. Bye.
6 weeks of winter.